Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everybody for taking time to come and join us tonight. We are doing the Get to Know broadcast, and this is an opportunity for you to learn, for you to grow, and for you to apply some principles that are joyful, happy, and hopefully some strategies for your life. Because the important factor is we want you to enjoy your everyday life. This show is brought to you by the LWN Media Productions on behalf of the LWN Live with Nature Foundation. That is a 501c3. We are located here in Sarasota, Florida. That's where we're coming from. And I have a fantastic guest this evening. You're going to really enjoy this. And this is about paying it forward. It's going to be, I think, a good broadcast. Don't go anywhere because if you do, you'll probably miss the important part. Um, but it's about positive transformation and empowerment being the goals for the LWN Foundation. We help the homeless, the mental health community. We're also an advocate for the cancer and stand up against human trafficking. Um, so you're watching it for a reason, and that's why you're here. You might not agree with everything that we're about to discuss, but they are universal principles that you can apply so that you can enjoy your everyday life. So tonight, my guest is Robert Brooker. He is a close friend, and I've known him for at least 5, maybe 7 years. He'll tell us what it is, and so he is a good friend. He's also a creator. He's also had some broadcasts in the past. He's on this show regularly, and he is my good friend. So I wanted to have him on so he can share his insight with you. He tells us that his mission benefits those that he engages with, and I'm an example. Yeah, I definitely have learned from him. He knows a lot of things I don't know, and that's where community comes in, folks. Um, by having community and a teamwork thing, because what I don't know, somebody else knows. And I don't say I know it all, that's for sure. But if I don't know, I will find out for you. Um, so his mission consists, as far as he can tell, is about what are his circumstances and turning those around to happen for him. So he's being introspective with that. He engages and in the work, and in the recent past, work was a four-letter word for him. He now loves his work, so now it's not really work. And I'm going to bring Robert Brooker on. Well, good evening, Mr. Brooker.
Good evening. How are you tonight?
I am doing well, actually.
It's good to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, my voice is still not where it should be. I had one of those colds that are going around that kind of
Oh,
attack your voice,
darn it.
and it's been 3.5 weeks. The
Uh,
cold part is gone, but the voice is still kind of rough.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just talking with someone about, well, COVID. And it's like, yeah, a bad deal there. But we are going to try and keep it positive. I already didn't keep it positive earlier. And so, yeah, that kind of sucked, but that's okay. That's just the way things go. Um, we do want to reach out to our viewers, let you know you do count. Your information counts as well by putting comments in this. Do share the video out. If you're new to this broadcast, we want you to follow us too. Robert's on Facebook. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself, Robert?
About me.
Yeah,
well,
you're on the hot seat.
well, for what I know about me,
Okay.
and I don't necessarily know everything, um, I'm Robert Brooker, and there was a time when I identified with what I did for a living. But that fortunately came to an end. once I realized that what I do for a living has nothing to do with who I am. So
You're right.
I strive to be Robert Brooker, the best Robert Brooker I can be.
That's
And I
very
like me.
introspective.
Thank you. I think I don't remember when we first met, but it was quite some time ago.
Well, at least I'm going to just say 2019, probably.
Okay. It wasn't too long ago.
6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they say time flies when you're having fun. And it seems to drag on when you're not.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, because I mean, I was doing some videos. I was doing those sunrise videos for everybody for a long time. And then, well, I was watching your broadcasts, and I loved your graphics and your stuff. And I think I reached out to you about a microphone. Is what I did. It's like, oh, what should I do about a microphone? You sound good with your microphone, by the way.
Thank you. It's a once you get into it,
Yeah.
it's a slippery slope. I know say until carry on. But this microphone I've had for 10 years now.
Wow. Is that good?
Yeah, it had a 10-year warranty. No,
Wow.
it's not. I have there is a different one I would like, and
Yeah.
in time I'll get that. Some of
The
the other equipment has
SMB7?
changed. The SM7B, sure,
Yeah,
SM7B.
SM7B. Yeah.
I like what that does. And it's not for
Yeah.
everyone. Some people like the RE20.
Well,
That's
that's why I got this one here, because I had done some testing, and it's like instead of spending like $400 for the other one, it's like, because I had the other one, but things happen. I don't have it anymore, but I wanted a good mic. But we're not here really to talk about mics tonight, are we?
right. Yeah. About me. Well, as you might have surmised, I was a geek in high school, a computer nerd,
Right.
among other things. But I was really in school to be where my friends were.
Uh-huh.
And so I
So
was
you
there.
like going to school?
Well, no, I didn't like going to school, but I liked seeing my friends.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, I found that because I knew I was going into the family business once I was finished high school. So I dragged it out because I didn't want to do that. So I did grade 13 twice. With that being said, I did go into the family business.
Yeah, we have similarities there. Family business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we also have Canada in common too.
Yes, we do. For better or for worse. But I did that until the late 80s recession kind of wiped out the business. Then I had many part-time jobs until I found the former employer in 1990, which was the Toronto Transit Commission. And I did that until 2017. And that was my last job. So,
Well, I
and
know
then I
that you
focused.
went through
Go
some
ahead.
difficult times too, and I know
Right.
that. Well, so did I. So does
Yeah.
everybody, right?
Yeah. I was homeless went from the end of May until almost the end of July, something like that.
19
Or no, maybe it was from May of 2023.
23. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. We have so much in common. But we're not there anymore.
No.
It's the beauty of it. Well, we made a choice, didn't we?
Yeah, I was not really in the ideal state of mind to be making quality decisions. But I began to set boundaries.
Okay.
And then a former coworker reached out on Facebook one night and said, "How are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm fine." Oh, and then we're chatting a bit, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm homeless right now." And she's like, "What? I'm coming to get you." So I went and stayed with her for a while, and then I'm renting a basement in another coworker's house, former coworker's house,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I've been since September 15th of 2023.
Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, because yeah, I mean, I had a little upset with my life too as well, 2022, 2023. And I got selfish. I did. And it was a learning experience. That's what it was. And almost quit completely uh, social media and television. And I didn't, thank you to Joshua Berglund, and you know him too.
Oh yes.
He's going to be on the show, folks, next Friday, by the way. Going to be really awesome. So I do want to move forward here and talk about paying it forward.
Yes.
I wanted, do you have any pay it forward experiences?
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Um, well, when you first mentioned that to me, I was
Yeah.
thinking, well, I had to pause and I had to think and I say, well, wait a minute. What I do, because some people respond that way, um, by me engaging the way that I do in the comments of live streams.
Yeah. You
That
do.
I mean, I do that because I believe that acknowledging people matters. Is a very tiny thing that you can do that can make somebody's day or even
Right.
change their life.
Or change their life.
And I do that in a lot of different places, in a lot of different countries because of the internet. And I'm moving into a way to do it so it's not just about me, because that's
Right.
how it was at first. It was always because communication can be a challenge.
Yeah.
Speaking of, through the keyboard, I'm better at it, but by learning from others, and it can take a while for certain things to sink in.
Yeah, it did for me.
Yeah, like commenting a way that is in alignment with the person who's doing the live stream, what they're looking to get out of it, and then strengthening the community within the comments.
Right.
I mean, that's how I got to know my friend Clayton in LA. He was visiting Japan and he hired a tour guide who I was already connected with years earlier. And I'm a
Right.
mod on his channel too. And I really like Clayton because I always say Clayton knows how to sling the good vibes, and he has a really warm voice. So, so I like people like that.
Well, you got a good radio voice too.
Well, I did do vocal training, just to be so you know. So it does. To me, right now, it's sounding kind of dry because I guess it is. Yeah, it's not sounding the normal way. So whatever that cold was, I
Right.
didn't appreciate it. But either way, we'll move forward through it because something that I believe is that when I'm open to it, God is working through me, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to know how. I just need to do my thing.
That's an important factor.
Yeah. It,
Don't
it
have to know the answer. Why?
I don't need to know how he's doing it for someone that I'm engaging with.
Right.
Just be open to it.
Cool. I'm just working on sharing this out. Um, so you can talk.
All right.
um, Yes, you can
I'm
talk. I'll
also
go ahead and continue to share
all
this
right.
real quick.
Well, as well as being, I mean, definitely a computer geek, more on the hardware side of things. Although I used to collect cell phones, for example, and modify them at the software level, so that they did what I wanted them to do. But then smartphones changed all that, made it, oh, they're good enough now.
Right.
Um, Also, I think I was born a car person, so I love cars, and yeah, that's remained consistent. I watch engine building videos because I find them soothing.
I, we've got so much in common.
Mm.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think of the guy's name. I watched the show where he does he'll buy an old car that's a wreck and get it running, drive it home.
Derek, Vice
Huh?
Grip Garage, Vice Grip Garage, Derek of Vice Grip
Yeah,
Garage.
that's the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do watch that one a lot. I watch quite a few of those. Sometimes they do live streams, some of them, and yeah, I like to
Cool.
engage with those. Um, but maybe a- about the mission.
Yeah.
I mean, to even had to, realize that I had a mission. I did, and that sort of initially was to unite one group of people that had one thing in common with a whole another circle of friends. Uh,
Hmm.
because there were a lot of similarities. A lot
Hmm.
of them were promoting self improvement and mindset work and things like that.
Right.
And the other person who also did that, but was also the is a high level marketer, and because I got to be in that mastermind, his mastermind, then it opened up a lot of things. But I still didn't want to work then. You keep that in mind. That's um, fairly recent, like in the past year,
Hmm.
and I want to work. Um, well, I do see what I'm doing as work, and once my voice left me, I
Right.
couldn't do what I was doing. So I returned and said, okay, well, what else am I going to do? And then I'm going to start sharing people's things of people that I know that I've engaged with, that I'm friends with on Facebook, share things that are in alignment with how my perspective.
Yes. So I want to acknowledge Nils Angel, who's been pretty regular on the shows. Thank you, Nils Angel. And you have too, and I really appreciate that. It does make people feel better. And I think you are paying it forward when you do that. And it is interesting because we know a lot of the same people. And so that's what's so special about that. Um, Nils Angel said that we all go through struggles, but the important thing is to rise above it.
Indeed.
And you
I
and I have both done that. Um,
mhm.
I
Yeah,
want to
I'm
mention to the viewers, so pay it forward, that there's a concept, and it's about repaying a good deed that you've received by doing something good for someone else. There was a movie, Pay It Forward, and I watched that when it probably first came out in 2000 with Kevin Spacey, Helen Hunt, Haley Joel Osment. I think said his name right. Oh, yeah. Bon Jovi was in that too. It was pretty cool. Um, I mean, I loved Helen Hunt, right? Because coming out, coming off of the tornado movie she did. Um, so it is doing something good for somebody. And I did some research, and this is the most important thing I wanted to say. There's three things that are important in life. And this was advice given to some motivational coach was giving this advice. But number one is kindness. Number two is kindness. And number three is kindness. And it's amazing because when you think about it, when you're kind to others, it makes me feel good when I do something good for somebody else. I know it makes you feel good, I think, doesn't it?
Oh yes, it does.
Mm.
Um, yes, it can be, for me. It's often a path to joy, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that comes through how I engage with others. But I also do uh, when I can to stretch my humor when the opportunity arises. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it depends on where I'm engaging and who I'm engaging with. Um, Sometimes it's just about setting a boundary for yourself
Right.
and saying, "Okay, that's enough. No more of that."
Right. And
And
yeah,
continuing on.
I had to.
Mm.
I had to. Um, and I don't worry about the things that used to drag me down. I say I was in the desert for 40 years, over 40 years, just like Moses, because I just yeah, I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, no wonder I stayed out there. But thank goodness for my parents who inspired me that there is a God. You know, there is a person that cares about me, even when I didn't really care about myself so much.
Hmm.
So I
Exactly.
did want to acknowledge Donia Davis, CA. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Um, she was on our show, and she is awesome. And she is one of our team members with the Sealy by Design. And that's for people's health. And if you care about your health, which we should, um, Sealy by Design is the answer. Absolutely. But oh, Joshua, I'm so glad that you're here. Our brother is here, and I was just talking about you, Joshua, saying how you said don't quit, and because I was ready to in 23, um,
Mm.
and I didn't quit, and I kept going. That was good. It truly was good. And you're on our show on Friday. That's so awesome. We could educate us.
Hmm. So,
Well, I'll keep on going here. So when we have a pay it forward attitude, now I do have a couple examples because yes, I was homeless. Well, I created my own homelessness. I had to take accountability for that. And as a result of that homelessness, I remember one time it was Christmas time and sitting on the curb. Of course, I wasn't driving and cars are going by and I'm saying, wow, everybody's got something to do, but I didn't. It's like, wow. And they got money to put gas in the car. And I'm thinking, wow. So I just wanted to try and get my beer and cigarettes, right? And then I was a happy guy, right?
mm,
And this guy just came up to me and he's like gave me $20 out of the kindness of his heart. And it's like it just blew my mind. Another example was sitting in front of a store when I was homeless. And the next thing I know, this person drove up and handed me a bag of food that she had bought from McDonald's. And just total random act of kindness.
hmm. I experienced that also when I was living on the bus platform at Finch Station.
Huh?
Now I had permission to be there,
Right.
so and there was a plug so I could keep my phones charged, and I had a key to the washroom. So those are important things when you're homeless.
Right. Sure
And
it
they
is.
had a water fountain inside the washroom. So this was the employees area.
Uh,
Um, since I used to work there, um, so that came in handy. But I would still go out walking during the day, and yeah, when I when I was rescued, you could say the calluses on my feet were very thick.
hmm.
Don't go homeless wearing only Doc Martens. Not a good idea.
Right.
But I would still talk to people. And I was talking to this fellow who's an IT guy, like a network
Hmm.
engineer, and he'd just come in from Dubai. So we're just having a little chat. And then, I was just talking, well, I'm currently living here, but I'm,
Right.
working on it because he gave me $20, which fed me for that day.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for anything, but um, he liked how I was just being very friendly and just
Yeah.
engaging in a conversation just because he was there
Yeah.
and he looked friendly and I did flirt with some girls riding the bus because I have the bus pass for life. So
Right. Sure.
um, because now I the one especially I knew that she was attracted to me. So I was creative, got her attention. We just had a little chat.
Right.
Um, there was nothing more than that. Um, and then I continued to do what I did was walk around. And as time went on, that became quite painful because of those shoes. But
Mm.
so,
So it is amazing how, and that's one of the things that we can do. This isn't about I scratch your back, you scratch my back. It is more like kindness passed on to a third party. Um, and when we do that, that might affect the next person to do that for somebody else. I mean, another example, right after I saw that movie, I'm going to Tampa. Um, they had a toll booth, and so I paid for my uh, passage to the bridge, and then I paid for the car behind me, and I just don't know who it was, don't know why it was. I just knew that I should pay that for them because I was inspired by the pay it forward thing. Go ahead.
uh, okay. Um,
Does that make you
no, I was
think of
just
something?
listening. Um, to think of something in the way that I do it. Yeah, there are times when I'm engaging with several streams at once, and sometimes it goes very late, but I still want to do it because I really like those people,
Right?
and in their own ways, in different ways, they've helped me out a great deal, and um, because I find purpose in doing what I do,
Yeah.
um, it's and I like to something I seem to be good at, um, and I've described it like this. Um, and again, this was via the comments, but I've said this many times. Um, I like to grab someone by the soul and light them up inside. And
Well,
that's something I seem to be very good at.
yeah.
And just to do it because I know how it feels um, to to not have that, and the very
Right.
opposite. Um,
You
But
do
what I
know.
realized,
Go ahead.
was you can, what someone says about others tells you everything you need to know about them. And that can be an effective thing to remember when you're hearing someone just blast you, whether they know you or not,
Right.
or stick labels on you, whether they have any, well, of course they don't. People believe what they want to believe, and
Right.
that's their problem.
Yeah.
My problem is to believe in me, and that can be a challenge at times, but I'm getting better at it. And I'm also good
Me
at
too.
believing in others. And I tell people this, that I engage with.
Right.
Um, and kindness and humor, I also let people know if it's coming from me, is deliberate.
Yeah.
So I'm not shy. I'm not saying it's accidental because it's not. Um,
Hmm. Well, it has a ripple effect, doesn't it? Um, Someone does something nice for you. You do something nice for somebody else. They do something nice for someone else. And so I want to put this comment because I do want to challenge people tonight. Um, and I want to challenge everybody to be kind. Yeah, kindness, kindness, kindness. um, no, to pay it forward for somebody this week. 3 random acts of kindness. Try it out. And if you don't get to 3, it's okay. It's fine. But try it out. It can make somebody's day. You said that. You can do things, simple things. It's not like you have to spend a bunch of money. You can smile at somebody. Hold the door open for someone. Help an old lady across the street. That's the Boy Scout thing, right?
mhm.
Um, it can be done
Or
bigger. You can volunteer. You can you can mentor people. People like Joshua, who is a mentor, score mentor, um, who helps people uh, do the right thing in business. I've had a score mentor before. Mentors are really important, right? I think they
mhm.
are. Okay. And, or, if you have a cause, you can donate to it. You can, on a bigger level. That's the bigger level, right? Okay. Um, there are neurological and psychological effects when we do this. It releases our endorphins and it releases dopamine and oxytocin are stimulated, which can lead to a sense of well being and happiness. And you mentioned that already.
I have. I didn't mention that um, I was introduced to breath work. I think it was in early 24.
Okay.
Oh no, it was probably before that because it was breath work that helped me recover when I did get COVID that one time,
Uh huh.
which I was not at all happy about. I don't make a happy sick person. Um, but yeah, so that helped me recover. Um,
Right.
and
So awesome.
I do that. I try to do that every day. Um, they can get
That's
quite long, but the one I like to do, my favorite one is just 5 minutes,
yeah, cool.
and it doesn't.
Well,
And
you're
then
helping me because I was asking for people to give us ideas. And one of them was inject some more humor into it. So, and
some,
I got the right guy on it for that.
yeah, like I'm not a person to tell jokes, but I am a person to take something, whether it's whatever someone's saying,
Right,
um, whatever their intent is for saying it because they said it. If I'm in the zone, I'm feeling it. I can take that and turn it around, and make it funny
right,
for those, and maybe sometimes. we're not in alignment with what issues, what side of an issue we're on.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter because the point is, if I can offer someone an inclination to laugh and they accept it, that's a big rush.
That's a pay it forward.
Yeah. And that was like, remember I mentioned I had opportunity to offer Charlie Kirk many inclinations to laugh, some of which he accepted quite
Right.
enthusiastically. And where that was, it doesn't really matter. It wasn't in person, it was online. He was on a
Right.
live stream as a
Right.
guest. Someplace I can often be found in the comments. But again, we don't need to talk about that right now because that would
Well, I
stray
mean,
from.
I'm a, you know, I,
I mean,
it,
I make
it's a big
peace
deal
with.
about Charlie Kirk. This is what I'll say.
Yeah,
It's a big,
yeah,
big deal.
yeah. It
Um,
is, but at the same time, they unleashed the Kraken by
oh
thinking
yeah,
that
they,
was smart thing
oh yeah,
to end his life,
oh yeah.
um, because now there's Charlie Kirks everywhere,
I know. That's so awesome.
and
I love that about it. I mean, I feel, and I have empathy for the family and all of his friends. It's a loss, but he is a martyr. He is a martyr, and he stirred a lot of people to do the next right thing.
yeah, and yeah, that's not really even political. He was following what he believes in, his faith,
Right. You know,
and that's what he did, no matter who was in charge of whatever.
right. And so
Um,
I just want to say this. You might not be agreeing with how we feel about that, but this is the whole point. It's okay to feel have a difference of opinion, folks. Um, it truly is because we are all individuals. And when we get back to the fact that you can be kind to a person in many different ways, and I just do want to acknowledge Donia. She says that her mother loves to pay it forward at Christmas time by buying lunch for a group of Air Force members. That's really awesome there. And so she doesn't let them know, and that's really important. That's where, like, if you're in a coffee line, you pay for the person behind you, or you buy somebody some groceries in the grocery line, or do something, and you don't know them, and then you're gone, and then it's like, oh, you don't have to worry about that bill because it's already taken care of, and then you're going, wow, you know, great point, thank you, Donia. And she's going to take this uh, opportunity to have 3 random acts of kindness. So that's really cool. Thank you. That 3 turns in exponentially to a lot of people. Um,
mhm. um, yeah,
I
it
go
does.
ahead. I'm going to say that we rise by uplifting other people and imagine the world. If we committed to this idea, you do it regularly, and I love that. I mean, I had an experience the other day. Um, Maybe it was because I was thinking about doing this, but it just happened. So I'm talking to this friend. He's homeless right now. I was worried about him. And because I hadn't talked to him, and he disappeared for a couple months, and it's like, oh well, he's down on Siesta Key. All right, okay, so he was all right. I figured he was in jail, but he wasn't, and that was good. And he's such a dynamic person. I love him so much. So I was checking on him, and while I was checking on him, somebody came up. This woman came up and said, "Well, do you have jumper cables? Because I need to get a jump." Well, I ended up finding out that she was homeless, had been taken advantage of by other people. I didn't have jumper cables, but what I did do is I saw this guy in this big truck, and I just walked over into him. I said, "Do you got jumper cables?" And it's like, "Yeah, he did." So we jumped that car for her and helped make her day better. And it's like simple things that we can do to help our neighbor, might be a stranger neighbor.
Hmm. It's I just yeah, like like I said earlier. Well, here's an example.
Okay.
I was called when I was in Toronto living there. I was called for jury duty several times.
Uh-huh.
The last time, it seems I was because of what I was what was happening, and I was off work, and then the wife, the wife, she was still there then. Um, I think I don't even remember now, but
Right.
at any rate, I went in uniform. I wore my uniform jacket everywhere because that's the only jacket I had, and it was warm. And somebody there, one of the lawyers on either side, took offense that someone who did what I did for a living might possibly be on the jury, even though I had brought my psychiatrist paper. So I was actually not going to be on it. I was dismissed, but I still
Right.
had to go in and sit for the
Right.
selection. But because I was there, I got the entire room dismissed, and there were about 1,500 people in there. So I was very popular that day. But when I walked in there, after I gave them the paperwork, I prayed uh, to God. I said, please direct me, help me find the right person to sit beside. And he did. And we talked for quite a while. And I don't even remember his name. He was, an older guy, quite
Mm-hmm.
nice. And after everyone got dismissed, I walked him to the subway station because it was icy out. He was an older guy, and bid him adieu. And it was, I mean, we still had to sit for 3 hours. I fell
Right.
asleep during part of it, but he woke me and said, Rob, they're calling your name. They're calling your name. And then I heard what they were saying. I was like, oh, well, some people are like that. And I most likely carried most of these people to work at some point in time while I
Right.
was engaged on the job.
Well, it's a big, well, it takes a commitment to do a jury trial for somebody. Um, time, uh, time off work for some people. Um, it's a big deal. Not always convenient. Um, I guess I want to go back to I am going to challenge everybody to do 3 random acts of kindness this week for somebody. And then I want you to feed it back to me. Watch on Friday. Put in a comment. Tell us what you did. We'll put the comments in. I'm trying to make this show more interactive. Someday I'll have a phone like connected or something. I guess we gotta talk, Robert.
Yes, yeah, we'll talk after the show because, yeah, engagement matters,
Yeah.
and I love to engage, as you may have noticed.
Well, you know that technical stuff, and I mean, I know that there's applications out there that I could do it, and I could have people call on the broadcast, and that would be really fun because I want the viewers to know that I appreciate you and that I'm willing to put you on the air and try and help address whatever comments or concerns or whatever you want to say. We can talk about it, but I don't have that set up yet. Um,
There's a lot you can do. Um,
hmm?
there's a lot you can do in that regard. Um, Usually with what you already have, um, having an extra screen. I don't know if you have one. That helps.
Not anymore,
Uh,
but
well,
I
there,
need.
there,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Well, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah, we could. Yeah,
'Cause-
we'll
Yeah,
get into the
because
technical stuff, and I
yeah,
know enough to just
because
like get in trouble. That's what I do.
yeah. Well, it's
And
like
I had
anything.
another page of notes that I don't know what I did with. Uh, but I guess I don't need them, I suppose. The fact is this: we appreciate everybody that's taking time to come and watch us. I am going to do a quick commercial break, and my commercials are focused. I am a chemo buddy with Chemo Buddies for Life. My dear friend Tamara Hunter. Um, I do support them. So let's go to that video.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Share this with your friends and family and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
It's a way to pay it forward.
Yes, it is.
So here's information, folks. A CB4L. It's pretty cool. That's an older video. It's 5 years old, I think. 4 years old. I'm in it. No big deal. But that's how long I've been with Chemo Buddies. So I'm a buddy because I've lost like my ex-wife and relatives. It's happened. That's why I love this part, because you know what? Just being there and listening and telling people that I care about you, I care about what you think. It's really awesome. I mean, I don't know anybody that hasn't been touched by cancer. I do also support Total Coatings. That is a family business that I'd started back in 2006. It's still going strong. Let's hear from them.
We let our bathtub go too long. It had rust in it. It had deep pitting in it. There were chips. I, quite frankly, thought it was unrepairable.
Total Coatings is a family-owned and operated bathtub and shower refinishing company. We've been around since 2006, but we use a exclusive non-toxic porcelain coating that was developed over 60 years ago by a franchise in California. So the product is very well established. We refinish bathtubs, showers, wall tile, countertops, and even sinks. Customers want to know what makes our product different, and that's, of course, the exclusive non-toxic porcelain. We also don't acid etch the surface, so you don't have to leave your home because of noxious fumes.
I was completely and utterly shocked. It looked like a brand new bathtub. I would recommend Total Coatings to anybody.
I'm just sitting here laughing to myself because in 2017, I said, I'm going to go public.
Oh.
Because I wanted to put those commercials. I'm going to make my sister, everybody's going to want Total Coatings, right? I didn't know I'd be running the commercials.
well, that's one way of doing it.
I just got to tell you, it is.
And keeps the overhead down. That's
doesn't it?
Yeah.
I love that hat, by the way. What's that hat?
Oh, Toronto Maple Leafs.
You believe?
And, yeah.
I love it.
It fits well. It's not the hat I mostly wear, but that one I just washed today. So the one that I had on my head backwards when I took that picture,
Right.
that was Mighty Car Mods. That being said, back to paying it forward. I mean, it's easy for me to see how I engage with people does that. And like, it doesn't even matter why some people might be kind to me, because I will take that and I will use it in a way that benefits me and the other people that are in that specific area at that time. And maybe that upsets some people, and I'm okay with that, because I have to take care of me. And if I'm not taking care of me, there's no way I'll ever be able to take care of anyone else. You can't give from an empty cup. And that's learning that took a lot to accept that, because a lot of people say, "Oh, you're being selfish." I said, "No, you're not. If you're not thinking of yourself and what's happening for you and setting boundaries, you're not taking care of you. So if you're not taking care of yourself, how could you possibly take care of somebody else?"
You can't. Not effectively.
Yeah. So I think that's part of, that bears into the narratives that are promoted on, the old TV and in
Right.
other areas.
No,
But
I mean,
yeah, I don't watch television. I haven't for a long time. Long before I met you, I stopped watching television.
right.
I started engaging. So I've been doing it for a long time. But the hardest thing to step away from, especially when you're homeless,
Right.
and even once I had a place, was the victim mentality.
Okay.
It's a very addictive thing to blame somebody else. Now, sometimes you have no control. Sometimes you really are a victim. Like Jason often says, Jason Cisneros. But once you're no longer in that space,
right,
when someone, for whatever reason, helps you, because that one coworker who messaged me, we were friends for a long time at work, because I worked there 27 years. So
very long time.
It's to say, to take whatever is on your plate, own it, which has nothing to do with blame, by the way. It's just, these are my circumstances. How can I turn them around to work for me?
Right.
And so that's what I'm working on. And now I'm working, like, returning to reading, because I fell away from that. I do use Audible a lot. And but reading also, in books, books like this one. And I'll show you that later, because it's not going to come over the screen.
Very cool.
And you can share that later if you want to.
You got a book out?
No, I don't. Not yet. I mean, I am published author, but that was for a Guinness World Record.
Yeah. Tell us.
So I participated in a Guinness World Record. Most authors simultaneously signing their own book. When was that? I think that was 2017, actually.
Wow.
And I had put together a cookbook, a collaboration cookbook for the United Way campaign at work.
Yeah.
And that was a big hit, and they sold that for years. And I almost got promoted because of it. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been promoted to the Transit Control Center, and I did not want to work there.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I have Barbara to thank for that, because I was friends with Barbara. She submitted a recipe, and it was, the title of the recipe was a little risque. It involved chicken, a type of chicken, and had her name, Barbara's breasts. And there was a word in between that the one who ran the Transit Control Center took issue with. And I'm very grateful for that because I did not want to work there. That was a pressure cooker, and that
Right.
job kills people.
Okay, we're down to about a minute and a half.
All right.
So what advice would you just impart to our viewers?
Once you know what you want, the information that you need will flow to you as you need it. Don't get lost in the sea of information that's not going to get you where you want to be.
It's about focus.
Yes. One step at a time.
That's so awesome. Thank you so very much, Robert, for being here. I truly love you. And I really appreciate this opportunity for us to be together on this show, share about paying it forward. Everybody come back. I do have Joshua Berglund on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's going to be a great show. I'll just pop this up. This is going to be the show banner. So look for that. We do appreciate you. Everybody be well and be blessed. We'll see you all soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.